You're listening to Oprah Radio.
Hear it. See it. Feel it. Be it. Be it. Be it. Be it.
Welcome back.
The Derrick Ashong Experience on Oprah Radio and OprahRadio.com.
Righteousness. That's what's up, y'all. This is the Derrick Ashong Experience. For those who have just joined us or for those who have been paying attention, you will know that we have been experiencing some technical difficulties. No, you did not go crazy. What you were hearing just now is last week's show. And that's not because we're so, uninterested in talking about the issues of the day that was stuck in yesterday. It is because we had a technical audio problem here in the studio. And since this experience is experiential, we wanted to share that experience with you by allowing you to hear what we talked about last week. So, first, for my folks that are on the radio, see, online people, y'all were just confused. You just had a blank screen, the Derrick Ashong Experience experiencing technical difficulties. However, the folks listening on the radio were hearing scintillating conversation that we had last week about dreams. And you just heard from two young and amazing people who are with us live in Chicago talking about their dreams. They're high school students. And we together had a conversation with Lee Daniels. So those that missed the show last week, which you shouldn't have done, are probably sitting here thinking, well, why is Derrick talking so much? And I'm not hearing Lee Daniels. You ain't gonna hear Lee Daniels. Not this week. We heard him last time. You got to go check it out online. OprahRadio.com. You will find the Derrick Ashong Experience there. And you can hear last week's convo with Lee. It was dope. Very interesting. Really funny. He was so charismatic. You'll enjoy it. However, now that we are here in the today, we got a chance to talk about current issues. Now, those of you who loved Lee and who loved Precious and who are big film buffs, I got to tell you, I had the great honor to go to the NAACP Image Awards yesterday. Because, like I said last week, it's Black History Month. So we got to be blackalicious, apparently. And the NAACP, surprisingly, chose to choose Black History Month to have their special events about the Black image. Well, I got invited, and it was a blast. It was so much fun. It was great to be there watching it live, but also seeing all my tweets on Twitter having the most ridiculous commentary about every single thing that went on, from what the gospel singer was wearing to when Lee was talking, and, he extended his acceptance speech a little bit. But they also loved a lot of wonderful things. And it was funny because one girl won an award for having, I guess it was best children's program or something. I forget her name, but it's a very pretty girl making a really wearing a lovely yellow dress. And it was so funny because after the show, I see this pretty girl. I didn't recognize who she was at first. And I see this little boy, and he's there with his mom, and little tiny kid. He's maybe 7 or 8. And he's just walking. He's looking kind of shy. And this girl is having a picture taken, and she's looking at people, and they're talking to her. And this little boy walks around. And I was like, yo, man, little boy is coming around, folks. He's making his approach to this young lady. I've seen this move at the club. That is called the approach. So he goes around one. He goes around another. He stands there. He sort of looks at her up and down a little bit. She sees him. He walks over slowly, taking his stride, getting his stroll on. And the lady looks at him, and he reaches up his hands, and she comes down onto her haunches and starts talking to him. Next thing you know, she gives him a big hug. And it was the best thing because basically this young woman is like a star for children's TV, which I don't watch a lot of children's TV because I ain't got no kids. But this little boy was so excited that of all the stars that were there, and I'm talking about everybody from John Legend to Sandra Bullock to Morgan Freeman. I mean, it was bananas. Monique was in the house. Gabby was there. All stars studded. Lenny Kravitz, LL Cool J. Of all the celebrities in that place, this little boy found his star. She gave him a huge hug, took the photo, signed the autograph. It was absolutely beautiful. Big ups to the NAACP Image Awards for recognizing artists who not only have done something great on the air, but who are actually great to their fans. And I think she is an example of that. So mad love for that. Anyway, we're in effect, and it's good to be on the air. I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I've been hearing going on in the news media lately. And because President Obama called for this healthcare summit, we wanted to talk about what is actually going on with healthcare. So earlier in the week, I actually put out, a call to a lot of my friends and everyone who's on our Facebook page, really, to say, hey, what's your experience with healthcare? I mean, has it been good? Has it been bad? Like, do you even have health insurance? And that's what we want to know from you. I want you guys to give me some insight into whether or not you got care. Call me with your healthcare nightmares or your positive experiences. They say we've got the best healthcare in the world right here in America. You can call us live online, 866-OPRA-XM. That's 866-677-2496. 866-677-2496. What's your healthcare nightmare? Have you had a positive experience? Do you even get care? I want to hear from you. Now, to set it off, the media has been talking a lot about the debate that was had on Thursday, but I don't even want to begin with that. I want to give you a little bit of an insight into what some of the folks have been telling me, because we asked people like, hey, do you have care? Is it a good experience? Has it been a bad experience? What's really going on with you? And we had some really, really interesting responses. Trisha Klinkhammer says, I'm lucky to be a vet. The VA takes very good care of me. Trisha, that's beautiful. You equal love, and the VA obviously is representing for you, and that's a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, some people don't have that insight, right? So, again, we're talking to our Facebook peeps, and another one, D Page, right here on Facebook.com/Derrick Ashong Experience says, luckily, my husband has excellent coverage with his company, so we're covered. Because as a small business owner, I couldn't afford our premiums without the company's contribution. Health insurance should not be for the lucky. Are you lucky enough to have it? Are you one of the few and far between? They say a lot of people are good, but 30 million are not, right? And even the folks who have it, apparently some people's prices have been going up. I'm broadcasting from California. Anthem Blue Shield has been talking about raising premiums by up to 39%. Do you have care? If you have it, how do you get it? Has getting care for your health been a nightmare? Has it been a positive thing? Call us and let us know. We want to hear from you. We want to get personal with this. This is about more than policy. This is about real people's lives. Call us and tell us what has been your experience with healthcare. Positive, negative, non-existent. Let us know. 866-OPRA-XM, 866-677-2496. Now, once again, I've got Kate DeLima on Facebook. She says, since I work for myself, I buy my health insurance. I went through the MA Health Connector, a result of Massachusetts healthcare reform, to get hooked up a few years ago. The coverage is good, but she pays $373.65 a month. Ouch. Oh, well, that's so expensive. Well, we want to hear from you. 866-OPRA-XM, 866-677-2496. What's been your experience with healthcare? Amy, how about you? Do you have care, and how'd you get it?
Hi there. I do have care, and I have it through employment.
Okay.
So I have one of the large group insurance, medical insurance for my family and myself.
Awesome. Do you work for a big company?
No, it's not a big company. We have about 35 employees.
Okay, a small business.
Yes, a small business.
Mm-hmm.
And they do provide, that's a benefit that they do provide that for us. So that's a great benefit. Mm-hmm. But I've found that when we have to go to the doctor or have been hospitalized, my husband had back surgery last year, we're left with really huge amounts that we still have to pay.
Yes.
I didn't know if maybe Obama's plan has it built in somehow where, really if you go to the doctor, you pay your $20 copay and that's it, period.
Yeah.
Because we even get bills when we pay our copay. We'll get a bill for $50 for lab or x-rays or whatever. my husband has his medical insurance through a very large corporation. And last year he had back surgery, and we were left with $8,000 worth of bills.
Oh my God, $8,000 now.
And that's with insurance.
Now, Amy, so your husband has great insurance, and he went for surgery, and you had $8,000 worth of bills even after the insurance. One thing I'm curious about is, did they tell you how much it was going to cost before the surgery?
Well, they did not. We had to pay certain amounts before we could go. We had to pay, say, $300 deposit to the hospital, and $300 deposit to anesthesia, the anesthesiologist, all that kind of stuff. But where he works, they have a tier program with their medical insurance. They take the more money you pay for your medical insurance, the better your coverage is.
Of course.
He was on a lower end, where he was paying a lower amount for his medical insurance, so his medical insurance wasn't as good. But really, I think, to me anyway, that's kind of misleading.
Well, that's an interesting point, because a lot of the conversation has been around, we want to insure the uninsured. And I think that's actually really important. A lot of people don't realize that when an uninsured person gets sick and they're not just going to stay home and die, hopefully, although sadly a lot of people will go to the emergency room. And then those costs are then passed on to the society as a whole, because there's no way for those people to pay. But what has been missing in the conversation, because I know some folks are like, well, healthcare reform, I've got healthcare, I'm good. What do we need reform for? I think your example is excellent, Amy, because you have healthcare through your job. Your husband has healthcare through his job. But because of you don't have the highest tier care, the most expensive form of care, you wind up getting stuck with the bill when you had necessary surgery. Now, I'm curious, when your husband had back surgery, was this an elective procedure, or was this something that he had to have?
No, he had to have it. It was due to an injury, and he could not function like he needed to be able to function to continue to work and, just live life. So he had to have it.
See, that's part of... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the reason he was on the tier that he was on is because he's always been very healthy. No surgeries, no illnesses. He's only 40 years old. So we were trying to save a little bit of money, but it ended up costing us a whole lot because of an unforeseen injury.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate you giving that perspective. And, this is something that I think is highly problematic. People think that they're covered. People think that I pay my premiums, that I work at a job, and I'm sometimes staying at my job so I can keep my health care. And then all of a sudden they wind up getting sick and getting stuck with a fat bill. I know so many people that this has happened to, and it's a major, major issue. I think it's wrong. I think this is something that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now, because a lot of people are suffering and struggling just to get the care, not that they want, but that they need. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to hear your experiences, and we're going to dive deeper into this summer. You're listening to the Derrick Ashong Experience. We will be right back.